On this Whirlpool side-by-side, the complaint was that it was leaking water from the ice dispenser. I'll take that into consideration, but it's not always the case on what the customer thinks. So once I got on site, I went ahead and pulled that unit back. I checked the condition of the floor, the line, make sure when you pull it out that you don't see any existing issues there. Now here, once I'm inside the freezer, I'm going to pay attention over here to the back. Right back here is the defrost drain. It's completely clogged up and frozen. So we're going to get to that here shortly. What happens, it'll spill over onto that floor and freeze up, and then once it defrosts, it'll come out onto the floor and cause a puddle. Even though their water's turned off, they wonder why it leaks. Now I'm going to check this back panel right here to make sure I don't feel any ice. Everything looks good there. I'm going to give it a look over here. That condenser is completely dirty. It's not related to the issue that they have, but I'll go ahead and check that out. And there's a filter here to the left at the very back. Some connections here tend to be an issue where they leak. Just to make sure, I'm going to just double check that and make sure there's no leaking there. But everything seemed to turn out fine from that connection. And that's just the condenser coil after it was cleaned up. It just took a couple of minutes and just a bonus. So here's where the steamer, I'm going to go ahead and just put it here on the drain and just let it run and expose that drain line. And once you expose that drain line, you can stick the steamer down that hole and just let it sit there, and you can hear the difference. Once it opens up, it'll make a distinctive sound. Once it opens up, you can go ahead and finish defrosting the rest of that drain trough there. That way all the water will go down that drain and not spill over onto the freezer floor. And I'm gonna go ahead and test it and just make sure. I did this a couple of times and it completely drained. So you know, if it can take that water, that it can take the water from a defrost cycle. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and go around the back. I'm gonna make sure that the water is making its way all the way down that drain, past that P-trap into that pan. I apologize for the camera here. I'll work on getting something better, but the water's making its way all the way out of there, so we're good on that end.